please subscribe and don't forget to press the bell icon to get notified whenever we upload a new video.
We also have Mr. Tulsian joining in the conversation now. Good afternoon, sir. You know, today for PSU Banks, of course, it all started with the Bank of India talking about this 7,000 crores of recovery. Does this inspire confidence, sir? I mean, do you think this can be extrapolated, perhaps some of the other stronger PSUs as well?
See, if I focus only purely on this news of Bank of India of 7,000 crore recovery, I think probably maybe, we have amplified this news too much, because if you really see the statement having issued by the CEO or maybe the MD of the bank, the standby letter of credit issued by other banks have got recovered. It is not that the bank has been able to recover from the parties, those who have been in default, maybe like the stress accounts or maybe like the NP accounts. In fact, those were the standby letter of credit issued by other banks which have been invoked by the Andhra Bank and by Bank of India, and they have recovered that amount. So firstly, but taking a call which I have been saying for maybe last 3-4 days, that I don't see any fundamental reason for the PSU banks to correct further from here on. And in fact, one can take a news that if you see this kind of news coming in on a not a fundamentally very strong statement of 7,000 crore recovery, which probably market has misunderstood maybe because of the excess amplifying this news. But if we have this kind of positive news coming in, and in fact I have been saying this, that we are going to see the positive news only going forward in case of PSU banks in the form of the NCLT resolutions. We have seen that maybe 2 or 3 accounts seem to be at the advanced stage, and I won't be surprised to see the closure of the NCLT resolution happening in case of 2 or 3 accounts by 31st March. And if that happens, there will be write back of the provisions having already made. In case of one account which can be Binani Cement, I won't be surprised to see the entire 50% provision seen getting reversed back. Maybe in case of Bhushan Steel, it can get reversed back to the extent of 25 to 30%. So those things will really be seen quite positive. May not be for Binani Cement because the quantum is not very high, 4,500 crore. But in case of Bhushan Steel, the quantum or the NP or the stress loan being 40,000 crore, and if you have a write back of 25% at least, that will be seen quite big positive trigger. So overall, I think that purely on fundamental basis, the recovery process is all seen happening with all the banks, and in fact that should happen more with the stress loan accounts and not inter se between the banks, as we have seen happening in case of Bank of India. So yes, we have been in fact saying this for last 3-4 days, that we are not seeing any reason for these PSU banks to correct further, and the technical factors which has really seen the short selling having, and yesterday also I have said that if you have the short sold having seen in any of the stocks or sector, the stocks will move up again on short covering only, because if the short covering is if the short sale has happened, that has to get nullified and reversed by the short covering, and there is no harm in that. You ultimately need to see the levels at which those stocks are moving back. So same thing is happening in PSU banks. I am not disturbed on the negative side, and if you have any kind of time horizon of at least anywhere between 3 to 6 months, probably one can look to buy the larger PSU banks like maybe Canara Bank, PNB, SBI, Bank of Baroda kind of stock.
So OMCs, you have been recommending these stocks for last many days now, but as we speak in a weak market, IOC is making highs of the day. Which one would be the preferred pick among the 3 big ones?
See, IOC is going ex-bonus, I think, on 15th, maybe if I'm not wrong, maybe day after tomorrow. But so, maybe after that ex-bonus, we may see some kind of selling coming in because of the people buying it for the tax planning purposes. So maybe my pecking order for buying would be HPCL, BPCL and IOC. But we continue to have the positive view, because if you really see the hardening of the GRM by maybe about $1 in this recent past with a better offtake in the Indian market, and the crude stability is in fact giving a very good visibility, and in fact that was the reason of we all initiating the buy calls on all 3 OMCs for last 1 week, and that has played out very well, having given a gain of about 6 to 8%. In fact, we have been continuously giving on all 3 OMCs. But yes, the order would be HPCL, BPCL and IOC. IOC only because of this ex-bonus going, and we may see some kind of selling coming in after share going ex-bonus. Otherwise, fundamental view remains the same on all 3.